Hey everybody, it's Dusty Martin with Monroe Realty. I haven't done a video that was like super informational in a while. And so, as some of you know, I've been collecting topics and stuff that you guys like to hear or have questions about. So, for those of you who wanted to know about how to purchase land and build a house, that video is coming. And then also a video about like where do all these fees come from. That's coming soon, I promise. But one of the things that I've been dealing a lot with this week is a little something called a BINSR. So people usually, when I say BINSR, they're like, what's that? A BINSR, it stands for BINSR, BINSR, and it's a buyer inspection notice to seller. And basically, it is a little form. The average contract in Arizona, when you get a home under contract that you're going to purchase or that you're trying to sell, the average contract is going to stipulate that the buyer gets 10 days to do their due diligence and inspect the property and conduct all the inspections and find out all the material facts that they want to know about the property before moving forward with the sale. You can have your agent write in a different timeline. And it really does depend on the economy and what's happening with the local market and how fast or slow things are going, and if things are in the buyer's favor or the seller's favor at the moment. Right now, we're in a seller's market, but it's a lot of people are asking if it's going to be like the boom that we had in 2005, 6, 7, like before we had the recession, where things were just absolutely crazy. And my prediction is no, and I'll tell you why. So when you do a BINSR, you get your 10 days to do the inspection, and then you submit it to the seller, and you get three options. You can say, one, we're going to cancel this contract, and like there's just too much wrong with the house. There's nothing you could do to make us want it. And the buyer takes their money, goes home. Two, they elect to take the property as is. It's just fine by their standards, and they will take it as is with no corrections from the seller whatsoever. The third option is to allow the seller the opportunity to address or fix or correct any items with the property that the seller or that the buyer did not approve of. So a common one I see in a lot of homes, just because electrical codes and requirements change regularly, is not having GFCI outlets in kitchens or bathrooms, or I think it has to be within 6 or 8 feet of water. It's got to be on a GFI protected outlet, and that, something happens, it keeps it from spreading further down the line electrically. Think Christmas lights. You don't want the whole thing to go up if just one little bulb is out. So what I am finding though is, and I've had like a lot of other agents kind of kick this idea around and ask each other, like, what's going on out there? Is this like an abnormal request? And the agent I saw make the request today was actually for a $750,000 or $780,000 home. So basically almost the luxury market, like not quite to the $1 million mark, which is usually where people draw the line of the luxury market. But in Arizona, 750, 700 even can get you your own little McMansion with a fairly large lot. So one of the requests was, hey, I'm getting like requests for all these little tiny like Moxnix repairs. Like, is this normal? Like, what's going on out there? And what I'm finding is I haven't sold in that price range in a few months, but what I am seeing is that it doesn't matter what price range the buyer is in. They are less likely to just take something as is on its face simply because there's multiple offers. I think a lot of people are jaded and they're more cautious, as well they should be, after going through the recession and the housing crisis. And I think where back then everybody's like, sure, waive the inspection. Oh, just take it. These are little things. Don't worry about it. Take it anyway. You can fix it later. Do you want the house or not? And there was a lot of that going on, and people were kind of just willy-nilly taking anything just to be able to get a house. And what I'm finding is one of my listings right now, as you guys know, is under 200,000. Even though that house was only 2 years old, that buyer still came back with a pretty big ask on her Windsor repair. And then when my buyers, in up to most of my buyers are under 350 right now, somewhere between 250 and 350. And even those buyers, even though they're upgrading or moving across the country or whatever it is that they're doing, they're less willing to settle without asking the seller to make sure that that home is in the best possible condition that it could be. And they're less likely to actually turn a blind eye to any issues that have to do with plumbing, electrical, the roof. A lot of things that maybe would only take a few $100 usually to fix, they're no longer willing to say, I'll take it, I'll just take it out of my pocket. They're being smarter and a little harder about their negotiations. And like I said, that's things I'm seeing both with my lower end listings that I have right now, but also the higher to mid-range buyers right now. The last few buyers I've done have been far more extensive than anything I've done in the last 5 years. And you know, the first one that came through, I was thinking, okay, well, that's a lot. Maybe it's just this buyer, but I'm finding almost every buyer right now is doing that. And after speaking with other agents, it's even happening in the luxury market. So if you're thinking of selling your home, what you may want to do is pay the couple $100 it's going to take to have your home inspected, because then you're going to know what a buyer's going to call out and you can just fix that before. And then, yes, you'll have to disclose anything that you find that's a material fact to the property to that new buyer. But the nice thing is you'll be able to spend the money on your time, get enough estimates to make it equitable for you, excuse me, and be able to correct those items so that you can have a super clean, you know, inspection and sale for your buyer. So that's just one of the things that's kind of going on right now. And like I said, everybody's kind of wondering where the market's going and who or what buyers are expecting of sellers right now. So yeah, it's still a seller's market and sellers are still getting top dollar, but I'm seeing that buyers are a little more hard-nosed in their negotiations, and they're less willing to give up even on little things, because they just want to make sure that the home is sound, and nobody wants to make those mistakes that we saw so much of in 2005 and 6. If you guys have any questions, if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, or know anybody who's thinking of buying or selling a home, contact me, 480-717-9405. I am always happy to help and answer any questions that you may have. Have a good day, you guys. Happy Wednesday. Bye.